Hi, I'm Iskra Lawrence from Runway Riot, and I wanted to create these videos to share my opinions from my experiences in the fashion world with you. And today I wanted to talk about how social media is impacting the fashion industry. Personally, I've seen it firsthand. I'm part of that movement. I've been modeling for 12 years and I've seen a positive and influenced effect from social media on my own personal career and how things are changing in the fashion industry. So one thing everyone is talking about right now is that Beckham is the photographer for Burberry. And it's been controversial because a lot of industry folk who have trained in their craft and been doing it many years are upset that someone so young can come in and, take one of those kind of bona fide jobs. So the argument was, Christopher Bailey said it actually wasn't to do with who Beckham was. It wasn't to do that his parents are super famous, Victoria and David. It was actually because he has such a large social media following and his photos on Instagram are great. The black and white are really strong. So he said it wasn't just because of who he was or his connections. It was actually because of his talent and because he had such a huge following. So it's very kind of on trend and in the moment, and a lot of brands are really focusing on driving their social media because it kind of affects their online sales, and that is really the way people tend to be shopping more now. Then there's models. It's almost like a portfolio now. Your Instagram really kind of shows your body of work. It shows if you have personality, if people like you, and brands want someone that the public are interested in. If you're going to do a campaign with a model that has hardly any followers, less people are going to see it and be connected to it. But if you use someone like Kendall Jenner, for example, who is killing it right now, she has nearly 50 million followers. That's 50 million people who are going to see the campaign, are going to be excited about it. Also with social media, when they do advertise, it feels more authentic and it feels more real because you can see bloggers and more kind of real people in those outfits. You can see how they're wearing them, when they're wearing them. And sometimes when you go shopping, one of the questions I ask myself is, when am I actually going to wear this? And so when you see a girl and she's living in those clothes, living in that outfit, you picture yourself in those clothes, in that outfit. So it's really clever advertising, and it can be very subtle. I mean, personally, if I was going to advertise on my social media, it would only be stuff that I wear or I love. Also, social media is kind of like a living magazine, which is quite cool. I know magazine sales, physical sales are really dropping off. I still have my Vogue collection in my house, but really now, every day, we're not looking at magazines, are we? We're on our phones, we're looking through social media, we're seeing what people are up to, we're seeing what everyone is wearing, and it's just this fast-paced way to show fashion and show new trends. I was just at New York Fashion Week and in London, and it was incredible to see that some catwalks are now live streamed, and some people are even showcasing their collection on Snapchat and social media before it's even shown on the runway, which is a huge movement forwards. So it just shows that it's having an impact on how people are getting their pieces, getting their new trends to the public eye. I just read a really interesting piece from the BBC in the UK, and it did a survey of 7,000 people about how they are influenced when they shop. And 3 out of 4 people said they were directly influenced on the way they shop by what they see online. So that kind of sums it up for me, that it is really important now for brands, and it's not about should we get on board, it's how do we get on board and how do we grow our social media following and presence. So I find it a fascinating movement. I think a lot is going to happen in the next year or two. How we shop is going to be very different eventually, and I'm excited to be part of it. So join the riot now at www.runwayriot.com.